What's going on YouTube? This is Jabber Tech, and today we're going to take a look at a brand new product from GL-iNet. This is the brand new Brume Wireless Edge Computing Gateway, and I've been using the non-wireless edition as my gateway to the internet since it was released, and honestly, that's the best decision that I ever made. I was really just tired of my ISP spying on me. I was tired of my ISP throttling me, because that's what certain ISPs do. I'm also tired of ads and pop-ups on the internet when I'm just trying to browse and just trying to do my own thing. With the inclusion of AdGuard Home now, you can block ads and you can block those pop-ups for every single device that connects to the internet using this GL-iNet Brume gateway, and that's why I can recommend this product. You'll also be able to get some of the fastest download VPN speeds possible. But enough talk about it. Let's go ahead and check out the Brume Wireless Edge Computing Gateway together and see what it's all about. Inside the box, this is everything that you can expect. You get an actual power adapter. Now this is powered with USB-C, so they do give you a USB-C to USB-A cable as well, and a flat Ethernet cable to get you started, to get you on your way. The actual Brume device is pretty small. You can see it fits in my hand, and there's a couple ways that you can use this. I've actually been using the non-wireless edition before my access point at my home, and that's a way that you can use this device as well. You can also pick up the wireless edition just to create your own separate SSID for maybe connecting certain devices to. If you want to keep them separated from your main network, if you want to create your own network for whatever reason possible, you can do that thanks to the inclusion of these 2.4 gigahertz antennas. But taking a look at the front of the device, you have your power LED, your Wi-Fi, and your VPN. Of course, these antennas can fold flat, making this perfect for you road warriors. If you use a lot of open Wi-Fi networks, if you use a lot of hotel networks, this is a great solution to keep in your bag. It's also going to allow you to actually repeat that signal. I know a lot of hotels charge for Wi-Fi, but they give you an Ethernet connection for free. Well, this Brume device can also be used as a repeater. It can be used as a bridge. On the side, you have an actual button to turn on or off your VPN or your Tor service, so I like having a physical button. There's also a physical power button right there. You have 3 gigabit Ethernet ports on the back of this device, a USB port. You also have USB-C for charging once again. On the side of the device, you have a micro SD card slot for support up to 256 gigabytes. So this is perfect if you do use this device in a hotel setting, in a small office setting. You can have one drive that you can share across multiple devices. So I like the inclusion of the micro SD card slot personally. The main specs that you want to know about the Brume wireless device: you can get a maximum theoretical download speed of 97 megabits a second with OpenVPN. With Wireguard support, you can get a maximum of 280 megabits down. That's why I always suggest Wireguard, and if you don't yet have a great Wireguard service, check my link down below for TorGuard. I can save you guys 50% if you use my code JabberTech. This way, you'll be able to protect yourself with the fastest speeds possible and with the cheapest price available. Again, the micro SD card slot is 256 gigabytes max. You have 1 gigabyte of DDR4 memory with 16 megabytes of flash, 8 gigabytes of storage, so you can put Ubuntu on this if you want to. It does run the OpenWRT platform, so it is a very, very customizable device if you really want to get into it. And then lastly, it is 5 volt at 3 amps for that USB-C powering. This only works with 2.4 gigahertz, but if you want to make a dual band, just pick yourself up one of these USB Wi-Fi dongles. You'll be able to plug it in the back here, and then you can create a nice dual band system if you want to. Before I show you the setup process, because it's really simple, it's very straightforward. Some of you might be wondering if you have to change your router. You maybe have a fast gaming router already and you don't want to change it, or maybe you have a lot of clients that you need to connect to it and you don't think the Wi-Fi dongle is going to handle all of your 50 clients. Well, you can place the Brume wireless gateway right before your router or your access point and tunnel all the internet traffic through here first. That way you'll be able to block the ads, you'll be able to block those pop-ups, and you'll get the fastest WireGuard speeds possible, because I'm pretty sure your router does not support WireGuard. This way your whole house, your whole network's going to be protected under the blanket of your VPN, and then you can use your super fast, super powerful gaming router to do all the heavy lifting. This is a perfect solution for this, and that's actually what I've been doing. I've been using this in front of my access point, and I've been really happy with it. I've been super happy. No issues using this before your router or your access point. I get fast speeds, I block those pop-ups network-wide, so I don't have to worry about any individual settings. And because this is so simple to set up, because it is so simple to just plug and play, it's a great solution for anybody. But let's go ahead, check out the setup process, set it up together, and run some speed tests, and then I'll let you know my final thoughts on the Brume Wireless Edge Gateway from GL-iNet. Taking a look at the main page of the admin panel for the GL-iNet Brume Wireless Router, it's very easy to see what's going on. You can see your status right over here. You can see all of the options on the left side, And that's why I said no matter what your skill level is, no matter what your technical ability is, you'll be able to set up your whole house with a nice VPN service, protect your whole house, keep yourself protected in a matter of minutes. And it's also a very powerful router as well. Now let's take a look at the top of the page. This is where you can see the information again about your internet connection. So I'm connected via a cable, which means I'm directly connected to my cable modem. You can also use this in a repeater mode. So if you are in that hotel setting, if you're using a cafe Wi-Fi, if you're using any type of Wi-Fi, or you want to use the Brume wireless router as a repeater, you can just go in and you can scan for different Wi-Fi networks in your area, and then you can choose to repeat that once you enter in that password. You can also tether from your phone's internet connection, your 4G, 5G connection, if that's something your phone and your provider let you do. Lastly, if you plug in a 4G USB modem to this, you can also share the internet that way. So no matter how you're getting internet, no matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to use this router. And right in the center here, this is your main piece of information that lets you know if your VPN is protected. You see the VPN shield of privacy right over here. So right now I'm not connected, but we're going to go through that setup process together. You'll also see your Wi-Fi networks down here, as well as how many clients you have connected. Now that's basically it on the main page. Let's move over to the wireless page, because this is where you can change the name of your wireless network. And what I like about this as well is we do have a guest network, so I think that's something really cool. I like the ability to have a guest network. It just means you can separate the two. You can give guests, well, access to your network without actually giving them access to your internet. That's what I like about guest networks. And it also means you can connect your streaming devices, you connect your smart devices, you can connect any device that you don't want prying on your information. A lot of these smart devices have been known to phone home and actually give information about how many devices are connected, what's connected, etc., etc. But that's a topic for another day. And if you do plug in one of those wireless USB 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi dongles, you'll be able to see the information and modify it right down here. So again, very simple to set up, very easy to do. You can change your Wi-Fi name, your password, everything that you'd expect from a wireless router. Now going into clients, this is where you'll see everything that's connected. You'll see every single device that's connected. And if you're interested in seeing real-time speed and traffic stats, you can enable that as well. You have a quality of service tab, which means that you can set the upload and the download speed of a specific device. And that comes in handy again if you don't want certain devices to use a lot of data, or if you are sharing this, maybe you're using this in an office environment, maybe you're using this to kind of share the internet with your colleagues and you want to ensure that you have the fastest speeds possible. You can limit their upload or limit their download speed. Again, very versatile is the name of the game when it comes to the Brume wireless router here. And then if you just want to block them, you can block the internet connection right over here. Next, I want to show you the upgrade tab, because this is something that you don't need to go into. It just automatically will check if there's an update for you and install it at whatever specific time you want it to install it. So again, just leave it on auto and you won't even have to come to this tab. Firewall is where you can set your port forwards, your open ports, and your DMZ host. Again, this is a very capable, very functional router that anyone can set up. So if you have some security cameras or you have some other equipment that you have to forward those ports to ensure that they do get internet access, you can do that right over here. Now the best part about this router, of course, is the VPN access. The best part about it is the ability to get the fastest speeds possible. So with OpenVPN, you are going to get a maximum of 92 theoretical megabits down, and Wireguard, you're going to get a maximum of 280 theoretical megabits down as well. So I always recommend Wireguard, but let's start with the OpenVPN client. If you don't yet have a great OpenVPN service, check out ExpressVPN. If you use my code JabberTech or go to expressvpn.com/JabberTech, I'm going to get you guys 3 extra months with a 12-month plan, so that's something super cool. So I give a shout out to ExpressVPN for letting me pass on this savings to you guys. And ExpressVPN really is a very, very nice, very fast OpenVPN service. This is something that I can recommend, and it's very easy to set up. So let's go through the ExpressVPN setup process together and see what it's all about. Set up an OpenVPN client on the Brume wireless router is really simple. Just go to the Management tab, but first you have to head over to your VPN service. So in this case, we're going to go to ExpressVPN. I'm going to check through the list of all the available devices that I can configure. Again, ExpressVPN let you configure this on so many different devices. Click on Router, and then I'm going to select my router from the list here. In this case, we're going to go for DD-WRT. Click on Configure OpenVPN, and this is where you'll see all the information that you need. Here's your username, your password, and then you can choose what server you want. So I'm here in America. Let's click on Download USA New York, because that's the closest server to me. Head back to the GL-iNet admin panel, click on Add a new OpenVPN configuration, find that file that we just downloaded from ExpressVPN, enter in a description, so let's call this one Express NYC. Next, put in your username and password, click on Submit, and then you'll see right down here, Express New York City VPN. But before we do some speed tests, let me just show you how to set up a Wireguard client as well. And if you don't have a great Wireguard client, I can highly recommend TorGuard. I really recommend that you use Wireguard on these routers because you're going to get the fastest speed possible. And I will show you that speed test. If you use my code JabberTech, you're going to save yourself 50% off for life on whatever subscription you choose. So again, for only a couple dollars a month, you'll be able to protect your whole house. You'll be able to really stop your ISP from spying on you, stop your ISP from throttling you, stop those copyright letters, etc., etc. There are a lot of ways that you can use a VPN, even to get around some geo restrictions. But Wireguard is the way to do it, and I highly stand by TorGuard's Wireguard service. It's super fast, as you'll see in a second. So shout out to TorGuard for giving me this code to pass on to you guys. Once again, use code JabberTech in either TorGuard or ExpressVPN. I also have a list down below of some other VPN services if you want to check those out. But once we go to TorGuard, it's really simple to set up as well. What I like about TorGuard is not only do they give you Wireguard service, but you also get OpenVPN service. So if you want to use either or, you want to use both on different devices, you can go ahead and do that. And they have a very simple configuration tool that I really enjoy because it couldn't be any simpler. Looking at the configuration tool, you can select any device that you want. In most cases though, you can just leave it on default. Choose your server from the list down here. Click on Generate Config, and that's basically all you have to do to import this into OpenVPN. Now we're going to concentrate on Wireguard because that's where it's at. Just click on the Wireguard server. You're going to find some locations that you can choose from. And there's a bunch of locations here, so just take a look at all these locations. Once again, very simple. Just click on Download Configuration File. Save the file to your computer. Next, you want to open it up in Notepad. Copy all the information. Head back to the admin panel of the GL-iNet Brume wireless router. Go to Management. Click on Add New Profile. Create a name. So let's call this Tor New York City. And then you want to paste in your configuration that you just copied. Click on Add, and that's basically it. Once again, it could not be any simpler. Now I just want to mention two things about the Wireguard server and the OpenVPN server. You are able to create your own server that you can connect to when you're away from your home or your office, but you cannot have a client and you cannot have a server running at the same time. That's just one limitation at the moment. That might change, but as of this recording, you can only have a client running or a server running. In my specific situation, I'm okay with just having a client running at the moment. I would like to see an update to have both a server and a client running so that I can connect to this router when I'm away from my home or my office. But at the moment, keeping everyone safe and secure and keeping my browsing history private is what I'm most concerned about. Now that we've set up both OpenVPN and Wireguard, let's just do a quick speed test before we get into the rest of the settings. So if we go back to the admin panel, the main page, you see I am not connected to a VPN. And if we do a speed test, and just as a side note, you see that I've enabled the AdGuard Home, so all those annoying pop-ups on SpeedTest are gone. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to speedtest.com right now and check out all the ads that pop up all around this page. Let's click on Go and do a base speed test, and then we can see what our speeds will be like using OpenVPN and using Wireguard. We're getting about the same speed, 450 down and 23 up. So now let's go ahead and turn on OpenVPN. Click on Connect. Now we have the GL-iNet Security Shield activated. You can see we have a nice check mark, meaning I am connected with a VPN. I am being secure. I am being protected. So now let's go back to SpeedTest.net and see what our speeds are like using ExpressVPN. Looking at the download for OpenVPN, it's about 44. Now just as a side note, if you do use ExpressVPN's plugin, you are going to get faster speeds. You are going to get pretty much close to whatever you're paying for. But routers do have limitations, so going through a router with OpenVPN is going to slow down your speed quite significantly. If you wanted to use OpenVPN just for a streaming device, you'll be able to stream 4K with 46 down at no problems. You'd have no issues with that at all. Let's go ahead and disconnect from OpenVPN because the main star of the show is Wireguard. That's why you really want to pick up one of these GL-iNet products, is for their Wireguard support. This is really where it's at. So let's click on Connect. Once again, this is TorGuard service. This is Wireguard from TorGuard. We'll wait for the check mark of the GL-iNet security shield to be activated to let us know that we're being secure and safe. So just take a look at that speed difference. We're getting about 160, 170 megabits down. That's definitely a huge improvement over OpenVPN, and that's why I always push Wireguard. The speeds are just insane, and it's a great service from TorGuard. Again, use code JabberTech. Check the link down below. You can save 50% off. But let's move on to some of the rest of the settings for the GL-iNet Brume wireless router. There's a few more options I want to go through. One's the internet kill switch. Just means that when you enable it, if your VPN service does go down, it will end all traffic, it will end all internet traffic, and it's just a good indicator that your VPN service did go down and you might want to go in and hit reconnect. VPN policies is where you might want to add certain devices to either use the VPN or use your ISP directly. This comes in handy if you have servers or if you have a streaming box that you want to keep for Netflix, if you want to keep for Disney, if you want to keep for any of those services that might not work too well with VPNs. This is a good option to just kind of add that MAC address right into this section right here, and then you'll be able to stream that traffic directly from your ISP or from the VPN. There is Tor support as well, so if you want to use Tor, you have the ability to use Tor on this as well. Going into applications, a few things I want to mention. There's a ton of plugins that you can play around with and either uninstall or install them. I like AdGuard Home, and I'll show you that setting in just a second. But you can play around with all of these plugins and choose what you want to uninstall. It's very configurable. That's what I like about GL-iNet. Everything is very configurable. File sharing, if you do have a micro SD card connected or you have a pen drive connected to that USB port, you can share it via LAN, WAN, and you can make it writable. Again, perfect if you are using this in a small office environment, if you're using this with some sort of group and you want to be able to share files back and forth as you're all working on them. This is a great option to have. There's also remote access that you can access via a web browser or via an app from GL-iNet. It just gives you certain abilities that you can change while you're away. You can change the Wi-Fi status, see who's connected, block certain clients, etc., etc. But the best plugin that I like personally is the AdGuard Home. This is going to allow you to block ads, to block pop-ups, and it's very configurable. I've just gone ahead and plugged this in, so it's probably been connected for about maybe 30 minutes, and I've already had 4,000 DNS queries. I've blocked 343. Now granted, I haven't really been surfing the web. I've been showing you how to use the admin panel of the GL-iNet Brume router, but you can see you can block a whole bunch of different things and see a lot of statistics. If you have little ones at home and you want to block adult websites, you can also do so right here. Very useful as well. Going into the settings page, you can see a lot more information. Now you could probably do a whole video just on this, but I just want to show you the main features you might want to look into, and that's the DNS block list. There's a ton of block lists that you can add, and again, it's very simple to just go in and choose the block list that you want to enable or disable. Or if you have your own, you can just enter in a custom URL and that's going to add that block list. So again, very configurable, very easy to do, and I like this inclusion of AdGuard Home now. So I thank GL-iNet for including this. This is something I want to see on a lot more routers and a lot more devices, because browsing the web without ads, without pop-ups is a lot more enjoyable, and being able to see all your stats for us nerds like myself is definitely enjoyable and a fun little thing to check in on, maybe monthly, and just kind of see these numbers go up. I would really like to come back after a year and see how many ads I've blocked. That would be something pretty fun, at least in my opinion. Now finally, as we round up this video, you can change a few things like your LAN IP. You can have a separate guest IP as well. You can change your DNS server, but if you are using AdGuard Home, obviously it's going to use the DNS server from AdGuard. But if you don't want to do that and you want to use your own, you can use your own custom, or you can choose from a list. And just take a look. GL-iNet has included quite a number of DNS servers that you can choose from. But I'm all about blocking ads. I'm all about blocking those pop-ups, so I'm going to leave that there. Your button settings is what I showed you on the side of the actual device, and you can have that toggle WireGuard on or WireGuard off. Same with OpenVPN or Tor. It's just a nice physical switch that you can change. Network mode is where you can change the functionality of the Brume wireless router from a router to an access point or to an extender if that's what you want to do. Really, any way you want to use this product, you're pretty much able to do it, but if things go awry, you can revert the firmware and go back to stock. As we end out this video, I just want to mention some things about the performance of these 2.4 gigahertz antennas with the inclusion of a 5 gigahertz dongle. Now, if you don't buy a 5 gigahertz dongle, the 2.4 gigahertz antennas do just fine. They do a decent job, But again, it is 2.4 gigahertz, so the range and the speed isn't going to be as good as a 5 gigahertz router, and it's not going to be as good as a gaming router or something that really was intended to give you fast Wi-Fi speeds. But this is a great solution. The speeds were good on the 2.4 gigahertz dongle. I think this is a great product to have if you have a home office and you just want to maybe create your own SSID, you want to create your own Wi-Fi network. If you have a man cave, a woman cave, any type of cave that you have, this is a great device to put in there and just create your own cave Wi-Fi if you want to call it that. It's also a great solution to have whether you get the wireless edition or whether you get the non-wireless edition. Just plug this in before your fast gaming router, before your access point, just to ensure that everyone's protected, just to ensure that your ISP is not watching you, that your ISP is not throttling your network, and just to block all those pop-ups and ads. Overall, it's a great device to have, and for the extra couple dollars that they charge for the wireless edition, I think it's only like $10 extra. It's well worth it just for future-proof ability, just to be able to take this with you whenever you go traveling. I think it's a great idea to have. It also just creates a new Wi-Fi network if you want to do that for your streaming devices. It's just an overall awesome product to have to give you fast VPN speeds and a lot of protection in such a small package. But let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.